All right, again, we want to let you know that we are watching the procession of Officer Matt Rittner's body from the medical examiner's office headed to the funeral home. The funeral home is in Brookfield, and that's where we find Rebecca Clough, who is waiting for the body to arrive, but has also been speaking to people who,
special guests,
are waiting to see.
Yeah. Rebecca?
Yes, Shannon and Charles, one of Officer Rittner's former member of the military with him, a former Marine, has come out here. He wanted to see the procession and record it for some of the members of his unit who couldn't be here, so that they can experience what is going on and mourn with this community as well. And so I'm joined by one of his former Marines. And you served with him when?
In 2007, 2008, we went to Iraq together, and I served for about 6 years of his contract as a Marine Corps reservist. And he got out around 2011, 2010, somewhere in there, and I stayed till about 2012.
And so talk to me about Officer Rittner. How was he as a Marine, and what did he do over there? What did you guys do together?
Overall do together, Rittner was one of those guys that you could have fun with at all times. There was never a not fun experience with Rittner. He was one of the most positive and progressive people I've ever met. In Iraq, we were part of the infantry rifleman team, 3rd Platoon. It was just so many patrols, so many cache dig-ups, lots of security, lots of keeping, the Iraq population safe. We opened several schools while we were there, medical facilities and things like that. It was truly an amazing experience.
And I'm so sorry, Sergeant. Could you say your name again? You're a former sergeant with the Marine.
So my name is Max Zaruba, and I was a sergeant in the Marine Corps.
And did you know Officer Rittner before he joined the Marines, or did you meet there?
When I first met Officer Rittner, as I would call him, Rittner, is actually when he was getting off the plane from his first deployment in 2005. We helped carry their gear off of the planes and welcome them to their families, but then we became very good friends very rapidly and have been ever since.
How would you say he served his country in the military? You've known him, you've stayed very close with him over the years.
I said it earlier in an interview, if you could draw the perfect Marine and you could write down what a perfect Marine or perfect police officer for that matter is, you'd be writing and drawing a picture of Matthew Rittner.
And why is that?
The utmost professionalism, integrity, honor, courage, commitment, every single progressive adjective that you could list would be Matthew Rittner on paper.
And I know this is such a hard day for you. You guys went through so much for Officer Rittner to die in his home community. What do you think of that?
You can never be prepared to bring a Marine home from combat. But when you successfully bring a Marine home from combat, the last thing you want is to lose them on the home front when you can't be there for them. This is worst case scenario in every single aspect.
Thank you so much for talking to me today. Obviously a very emotional day, and there's a lot of former Marines who can't be here today to be with him as his body is being brought here to the funeral home. And so that sergeant is offering to share that with some of the former members of the military today. So he's standing here with us to videotape it and send it to his friends.